I know Team USA obviously has been a dominant force in the World Cup for decades now, but this World Cup is a transition to the next generation. How do you feel like the team has managed that?
It's been crazy. I think the overturn of players is new for us. Obviously we have a lot of young new players coming into this World Cup, but I think it's very exciting. I think I've said it many times. This is going to be the most competitive World Cup, and you see a lot of young players coming into different pools in other nations. So I think it's going to be very exciting for all nations, for all fans, for the world to watch one of the most competitive tournaments in the world.
Yeah. How has your role as a team leader changed from 2019 to now? Because you said on Sam Mewis and Lynn Williams' Snacks podcast that it's been a different kind of challenge for you. So I'm curious how so.
Yeah, I think it's more so just because we've had so many veterans, so many leaders in my eyes that I've looked up to and I've grown and learned from, and now like actually seeing myself as that type of role model for the young players on our team was new for me. And I think I always felt like I was a young player, so I never knew that role was going to be stepped into so soon. But I am now one of the more veteran older players, and I've embraced it, and I've loved taking on this new role, and especially going into a major tournament. I think it's very exciting for me.
Mm-hmm. When looking at the roster of talent on Team USA, surely it'll feature several young stars alongside veterans that we've cheered on for years now. Between the injuries and new talent, I'm curious how you as a captain are going to try and develop that, honestly, crucial relationship between all the players right now.
Yeah, it's been tough on us. To be fair, some of the injuries that we picked up over the past year and recently, it's unfortunate, and no one likes to see that. You don't want to see some of these big players out and missing a World Cup, but when it comes down to it, when we get to tournament mode and we have to finalize all the details, that's when we all kind of embrace our roles on the team and know that we're fighting for each individual out there that's on the roster and players that didn't make it as well. And we come together, and I think every major tournament that I've played in, that's kind of how it goes. You put the team first and the individual second, and you do whatever you can to win. And I think that's the kind of thing that just brings everyone together.
Your coach, he's been coaching this team since 2019. What are some of those characteristics that makes him unique as a coach?
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind with him because he obviously took us to the Olympics and we fell short. That's not how we wanted to perform. Or, the bronze medal was incredible, but we always shoot for gold. And so I think it was big learning lessons for us and for him and how to manage his team. And I think the biggest thing that he's done is brought in these new players and had to make some tough decisions and bringing in this roster and how we're moving forward and how we're going to play, and especially with the injuries that he's had to deal with as well. You have to change a lot, leading up to a World Cup. So I think he's managed well with it, and we're going to see exactly how we're going to play.
Alyssa Thompson is just 18, but she's already making a name for herself professionally. What do you feel like is that ceiling for her from what you've experienced?
Well, yeah, she's just getting started, right? I think she just graduated high school. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, really cool for me to see. I'm jealous. She's making huge strides there at LA, and you see some of the goals that she scored and some of the things that she's done on the field. It's amazing to see. So you're doing that as a 18-year-old, I believe. I think there's so much room for growth and potential, but playing like that already and being involved in the full national team is pretty impressive.
Random question for you, but how has playing in France changed your game, if at all? I'm curious.
I don't know if changed my game is the right thing, but maybe just helped me play how I wanted to play. I just enjoy football so much. I enjoy having the ball, the possession-oriented football that we play at Lyon, and some of the players that I get to play with is just exciting for me. And every single day I get to do that in training and learn from the best. And I'm receiving the ball from Wendy Renard every single time, and getting to hear from her, and get a few yells here and there as well. But the confidence they give me as well to play, the game that I play and be me is super exciting, and also be kind of a leader over there too, even though my French isn't up to par. It's cool. It's different for me.
Yeah. Last question for you. We're asking all your fellow players just a very simple question, and I love your take on it. Who would you say is the GOAT of women's soccer, and why? And of course, it can be from any country, but who for you is the greatest of all time in women's soccer?
Well, that's
age-old question,
a very, very difficult question. I mean, there's a lot of names that I obviously would throw up there. I think Marta's probably a big one that comes to mind, but I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to just name the same person I just mentioned, because I don't think she gets enough credit. Wendy Renard, I think, has been one of the most outstanding players in French football during World Cups, during major tournaments. Defenders don't get the credit they deserve, but she's played at such a consistent level for so long. And now knowing her as a person, she's an even greater person as well. So for me, I think she's one of the greatest of all time, and I would be mad at myself if I didn't mention her.
Hey sports fans, if you want to see more conversations with athletes and stars, check out these videos right here and be sure to subscribe for more from USA Today Sports.